Good morning, my dear students. Today, the story that we are going to learn is the corner shop. The introduction given here is, have you ever had or heard about a real experience so bizarre that you couldn't believe it was real, or heard a fictitious story that you thought really happened? Read the story about a man who has an incredibly strange experience in an antique shop. Okay, so that is the question that is being asked here. So, have you ever experienced something so bizarre, okay, that you couldn't even believe that it's real, or you heard a fictitious story that you thought really happened? So here we're going to learn about a man who has experienced a very strange thing in an antique shop. Khat yang ang experience nei te po khain nei mai thei te ro thil oi lo lutuk ma se ni ve tlat si hi heta antique shop an ti hi dor thil hlui tak tak ma lai thil an zot na mun hi antique shop an ti ta ni ton ang lai chan kan in ti mu le to veo mai ni antique shop hi thil man lai thil nei hi. Okay, anyway, let's start with the lesson. One foggy evening, I was walking back to my lodgings when my attention was drawn to the brightly lit window of a shop. Seeing the word antiques on its signboard and remembering that I owed a wedding present to a friend, I grabbed the handle of the green door, opening with one of those cheerful jingle-jangle bells. It led me into a large space, thickly crowded with all the traditional treasures of curiosity shop. Suits of armor, warming pans, cracked, misted mirrors, spinning wheels, brass kettles, chandeliers, gongs, chessmen, furniture of every size and every period. Despite all the clutter of antiques, this room was neither dusty nor gloomy. It was clean, brightly lit, and a crackling fire leaped up the chimney. In fact, the atmosphere was so warm and cheerful that after the cold fog outside, it struck me as most pleasurable. Okay, so this is the antique shop here, as you can see. Look at those pictures there also. You will see that many of the things here are not anymore with us in this modern age, and then all of us will want to acquire some of these things, isn't it? You can see the gramophone there, and those chinaware and those paintings. Anyway, this is an antique shop. Hetal hianin narrator hianin chhumjing tak ni ani hei alo avakal na hi avot em mea ti chuanin omna ina tangkhanin katia an chhuak kha he antique shop hi va hmuta ni chu ti chuanin antiques ti signboard a an hmu khanin a thian te in nei tur wedding present a pe ka ngai ti kha hri chhuak ta ni chu ti chuan aval chuan tuna ta kan siar ang khanin kan sei seng to lawanga thil chi shan kha he picture kan hmu ang kha ava hmuta ni chu. But this is what you have to know. Khatianga thil tan tak om si ya khan enge. Despite all the clutter of antiques, this room was neither dusty nor gloomy. Kha room kha ma lai thil zorna ni wang khanin enge ni a pother thur tur le thim khek khui tur khana ngai ni alo ni reng lo enting nge lo ni. It was clean, brightly lit, and a crackling fire leaped up the chimney. Then so alo eng nuam em mea heta me lo me lo man lo ai poka mo chimney a khanin me te kha khana lon chawa ate ni chu ti chuanin khalai chung kha alo lung nuam em mea he lai pon khovat lu tuk chum zin hui ne na te khen pe chuan a chhung kha anuam lu tuk anin tinge ti. It struck me as most pleasurable. Ati top me ni chu anuam na te lu tuk ani chu. Arin lo deuhin antique shop han ti te kha chuan a chhung po kha thil hlui hlir omna ni wang khan thing deuh ang tur khan a ngai ani ka rin mo kha kha along ni reng lo ni chu. So when he entered, there was a young woman and a girl, and by their resemblance he saw that they were obviously sisters. Ma una wan ni nge yani ti kha she the ni chan chun in anga dor chunga lo lu a dor ngak tu te kha ti chuan armchair atang khan an lo thawa heta a description chu nge. They were bright, active and fairly dressed. Mo an ma ni khan lo hui har em me a tin an in chei na po kha pa ngai khop me a. Their smiling faces and easy manners made a very pleasant impression on me. But though they were most willing to show me all their treasure and displayed considerable knowledge, they seemed completely indifferent as to whether or not I made any purchase. Mo ti chuanin kim me kha an thil nei zong kha he heta lemin mo hian an mo ni an ron chhop rui mai ni mo sum dong tam tak lo ang takin ti teng kan rama phei chuan kan en te hian hlawa kan lei te hi an hlau mu ti tu khop hian an thil rem fel sa te hi kan khoi phal lo ni ma se hemi te unaw chu ni lo an lo phot zung amin hu zung ani te ani chu a khatia an thil zorala chu an hre em noya tin khatia om dar nei noi po kha an poi ti reng lo an ngai poi mo lo ani ka le lo wa khan engma an ngai poi mo lo ani te ani. Then what happened? Now if you look at this picture here, this is a Sheffield plate, okay, and he found this one. It was moderately priced and decided that this was the very present for his friend. So he paid it and left the shop reluctantly. Ma, good evening, sir. Always pleased to see you at any time, rang out the elder sister's pleasant voice, so that I left almost with a sense of having made a friend. Ma, also kanit. Good evening, sir. Lo tiani chu. Tikrai pon I mu le che hi kan be se nia kan lo ma nia an tiani. Kha ve le khanin he pa po hianin kha tor kan chwa san khan thian thar ka siam ni hian ka in shever me ya ati ve tok me ni chu mo helaya Sheffield plate hi he antique shop a hianin a thian te in nei tur tan kanin a le sakani. Then a week later, as he walked home one bitter cold evening, fine powdery snow brushing against my face, a cutting wind lashing down the streets, I remembered the welcoming warmth of the cheerful corner shop and decided to visit it. Chan tum khat chu kar kataliam ti khan a khwa votin a vurte tlar vot emayati chuta chuanin he laya corner shop a chhunga lum nuam tak mai kha ka hre chhuaka ti chuan bal tro leila thanga ti ta ni chu asin tin he awa thlen chuanin a lo disappointed fel me ni be dong ani nge ti chuanin an dor kong khar a chuan closed ti hi a lo tar me ni chu. Longing for the warmth and glow within, rather childishly, for I was certain the door was locked, I grasped the handle and shook it. Kong ka ein khar ti shareng chung khan no pang chiang me khanin ka hong thei da lom mo ti ni om tak khanin kong khar kha an her ri chu vele chuan arin lo tak me chuanin a her thei tlak me ni chu, and the door was opened. I found myself looking into the dimly lit countenance of a very old and extremely fair-looking little man. Kong karan hong chi chu putar mel han en reng khan cher tak mai be che mel hi ka hmuani atiani chu ti chuan chu putar a hmu chu a khur der tham tak mai khanin please do come in sir khan tian chu ti chuanin an valu khanin heta the antique shop a describe le thuna describe chu a in ang tan ya lo meni chu tiana lo tiani chu the place seemed altered. I suppose the electric light had fused, and there were only 2 candles, and in their wavering light, dark shapes of furniture, formerly brightly lit, now looked mysterious, casting weird, almost threatening shadows. The fire in the chimney was out. The room was cold as I had never experienced. I felt a strong desire to leave at once, but I saw the old man busily lighting candles here and there. The chuan avalu khan ni danga alu ma kar khat kalta alu abei sei ang reng khan thila thleng talawani chu khalai mun kha an siam danglam ta mun ti tur khop mai khanin alu danglama electric alo omlova a fuse ta nge ka shelova ati te chuan bati pani chau kha lo in chi ni chu ti chuanin in kim mai kha a mysterious a maklut to kani ti chuanin chimney a po khanin a light kha lo omlowa kha room la kha avut ang ring khop mea chwa vat mai kha tu ni chu ti chuanin asikhata tak khan chwa tum lai khanin kha putar te khanin bati kha alo chi hun shan ap chi mul kha mata ni chu ti chuan chu putar la chuan anything I can show you sir kha te ani chu ti chuanin an en chiang ta heta hianin helai ka chiak tur hi he putar hi a describe chiang khop mai he looked almost ravaged. I had never seen such indescribable weariness. His withered face was sunken deep. He had a pale, frail, small, trembling, bent frame. He looked scarcely more solid than dust and cobwebs that might be dispersed at a breath or a touch at the kaka. A describe nani putarhi. Oh, he looked almost ravaged. A cherlu toka ama po kha arop raldon ang hian ka hmote ani chu hetiang malungai mel po hi ka hmungai lowa ti chuanin a mel te a mai te chu khwar de tuk meya ama kha nge ni adang le me taksa te boxi a khura a kun a taksa te kha kul khun na te ani chu ti chuanin das le cobwebs nen enga danglam na po an umpun ka shelove atiani chu han thoko mo han koile ka ral tur ang mel hi apu ni tiani chu ti chuanin kha putar la khan anything I can show you now you sir kha ti le ta dik tak chuanin kha putarina an bia kha ngen ngoi ang hian a siani chu chuanin he pa po hi chwa vat do ni chu chwa vat kha do ni chu ma se angam lo ni kha putar khan en khanin thil kha en tur khan adu ngoi mela bang khan a chwak bik talawa ti chuan thank you I'll look around tita ti chuan kha ngai mun khan en ani chu the chilling silence broken only by the tired shuffle of his slippers got on my nerves ma are ta thap me kha putar heta box anin thila ena khatari chun chu kha putarina akal pa a phei khok nge a slipper a hnu kri ka a slipper a hnu kri ka ani top me ni chu ke ma khanin nge a hri mani ate ani chu ti chuanin he pa chang tu pa hian ti te me yang very cold night at the khan cold is it yes it is cold then chu ta chu kha putarina khatia an cha te khan he nge ni vot po chu ti mel chuang lo a chang ve me kha ang to pani chu ti chuanin khan a tho na re to em ti te an zo khanin ka putar khan a long time then chu ti chuan ani la chuanin fiam thu ti deuh khan How long, oh Lord, how long? Katia. Ti chuanin pension about due? What? Ti khana va zot le ta ni chu. Pension te po nai to don dom ni tiani. Masi kha putar khan. Achang reng long ni chu chu zo na chu. Mo chu ai chuanin he ta room le na makhan. Kal ta ni kha putar kha. Ti chuanin kha putar khanin thil kha mu ta ni chu. He ta kan mu ang he. Thil mak te mai kha mu ta ni chu. Quaint, this quaint piece, this, said my guide, picking up a grotesque little frog that lay on a shelf. It seemed to be made of jade. Struck by its oddity, I took the frog from the old man's hand. It was strangely cold. Then it's more. He till he a man lai ti roti khan kha putar khan. He utuklem si jade siam kha. Anu ta ni chu. Chuan an lak ti chuanin alo pok khai mai ni chu kha tir po kha ti chuanin he pa hianin aman zat te an zo khanin he kha putar khan half a crown te ni chu mo he British coin ani ta ni chu 2.5 shillings vel ani ta he half a crown mo he la thili ti chuanin kha putar khanin half a crown sir ti ta ni chu ti chuanin he pai na kha putar a soi zel na chu a o ri te chu ka she che ni ma se amit ka en khanin thil eng hing tak mel hi ka hwa te ni chu ti chuanin half a crown ani awang khanin a lata ti chuanin kha putar ne na khan a pek boy su he ka pocket a hian ka me nge atita ti chuan kha putar kha half a crown kha a petani Masi apek pa khan by accident touched his hand at the apek pa khan kha putar kut kha ava dik palani chu ti chuanin kha vere kha an han in contact che me chu what the chau right many chu aril ru te ten poor old fellow aten chu kan khong ye aten chu achan chu kha putar kut kha vot tu kan ni chu chu an ngai ko ze khanin he tiang ang hung kho har tu thim sia tiang putar na thok khan ok chu aba chi lo ve o ka te ni chu eng ting nge kha dor ngak tu te ka mu ma sak una me che te khan he tiang putar che pan lu tu te hi a nan tho tir le o ti kha ka ngi to a te ni chu ti chuan a chwa pa chuan good night te kha ti ta ti chuan in kha putar po khanin a okhur der tel chung khan amang tha ve ta a hung khar chu khar ta ni chu ti chuanin an vo hoi le chuan kha putar mel kha kha apati chit na atang kha mel kha ni chu mo dimly lit countenance dimly outlined against the candlelight te ni chu candlelight atang khan at mel ruang an zong kha ka ba mu a te ani chu a kha putar la kha khang an tuk zer dar thalang lian hui akhan a mai kha ti han tuk dara khana a hon sik ti ra kha pa kha lo en ani chu ti chuanin akal nu po khan a an kha lang nang chu kha putar kha a ha ni la te ani chu ma se amit do thei tak mitina a thli reng ang kha a cham reng ani chu ama a khan mo somehow I was unable to dismiss the thought of that old man. I kept thinking of his ravaged face with its maze of wrinkles. I felt those great eyes like lifeless planets staring at me. Yes, I was strangely perturbed by that old man. Even in my dreams, his face haunted me. It kha putar kha amit kha khan ring me ni chu amu manga te po khanin kha putar khan a mel ring o kha alang ta ni chu mo ti chuanin atu ka chuanin athian pa pakhat London atang khanin arang kala ro ni chu ani hi fine arts dealers and auctioneers are thok ania ti chuanin anan in biak engemaw hnu khanin a thawa an en kwala Good God, man, where did you get this atiani chu? He jade frog ka. An mukhan koi tangi ine ya atiani chu. Chuan chang tupa ha an hoi le ta. Tik tak mai chuanin kha utok mak te me ka mu ti kha keng ti kha ka mu ni chu. Hriat po ha ka lo shele to lo zo ka tia. Ti chuanin thian pa la khan magnifying little glass ala chua ka kha til kha an in chiang tak tak me ya ati. Ti chuanin ani la chu thian pa chuan khatian an examine nu an in chiang nu khan phur lutuk mai khan khoi tang nge he thil hi nei. Inge ni sia em ti ta ni chu thian pa chuan. Briefly, I told him that I had bought the frog for half a crown more. Ti chuanin he chang tupa khan he thil hi half a crown in ka le ti kha ka shila te ani chu. Ti chuanin half a crown, my dear fellow, I can't swear to it, but I believe you've had one of those amazing pieces of luck. Unless I'm very mistaken, this is a piece of jade of the Xia dynasty. If so, it's practically unique. Ti ta ni chu thian pa chu ka tiam the shi lo che ma se ka ti swal fe ani lo chuanin he Xia dynasty hun la ya an jade ni hi he thil dang dai lu tuk mu zen tur lo thil ni hi atiani chu. Ti chuanin kha chang to pa po khan chu isoi zia chu alu le ti na ni mo poisa tam tak mana ni mo ti ta ni chu. Thian pa chan what the money? Phew. Look here, will you leave this business to me? Let my firm handle this. They'll do the best they can. I shall be able to get into the Thursday sale at the time so. Ma. Thian pa chan oi. Kakuta lo da photte. Ka thei top ka chwa nga tum Thursday sale la hianin shal kan tumange. Ti ta ni. Ti chuanin he chang tupa po khana rem ti ta ti chuanin cotton wool khanin an han fun tha kha utok lem kha chana kal ta te me ni Friday zing alo ni chuanin kanuna hianin ka thil phok per polan yang chu te me ya. The envelope contained an account from Messrs. Punk, fine art dealers and auctioneers, to sale of sheared jade, £1,800. Friday lo niya thila lo don chu envelope ania chu ta chuanin account alo dong ani chu te nen tang nge Messrs. Punk Fine Arts and Dealers atang kha to sale of sheared jade £1,800 ti hi lo in zia kan chu an check £1,800 kha lo in da thlak tu kani tam tak me ni chu mo he ta I aleina tak kha in la sia chuanin half a crown le kani claim lu tuk pois claim lu tuka le kha heta hian an ni chuan £1,800 in an lo nei ni chu ti chuanin for some time I was completely bewildered ati engamo chen kha chu ka pho ma ka ti lu tuka ti my friend's words had raised hope but that so large a sum was involved had never so much as crossed my mind. Could it be true, or was it some hideous joke? Still feeling dizzy, I rang up my friend. He congratulated me on my astounding good fortune. I, who had barely £150, now held in my hand a piece of the paper convertible into £1,800. I sat down to think. From my jumble of plans, one fact emerged crystal clear. I could not take advantage of that old caretaker's ignorance of Tani chu. Chu omzia chuanin half a crown leka lekha £1,800 kha dong ta me ni chu dik tak chuanin he pa hianin poisa nga tak lovani 150 pounds chawan he ni chu ti chuan turulu tu kalute kha a hai ten ka sia te ani chu chuta a thian pa ava phone la khan a thian pa la khan alo congratulate a ti that thu te le kha poisa tam taka don thu kha lo shel ni chu ma se mak tak ni chuanin he pa hian an ngei to changa he poisa hi kala theilo abai hian kala theilo he ta dor hak tu putar cher kun khen khun han khoi hlekila ral mei tur anga arin pa kha ngai to chhuaka I he pain a shelo lu tu kani hi tlom te he thil hi a shala ni hi ti kha ngai to ta ti chuanin avaya ama chan tur khan adu lo ni chu wang chuanin dora ka kalle nge ni angai ni te ni chu ti chuan kha putar kha kan va ti pho ka nga te ni chu mesos punk check kha bank kha na deposit ta ti chuan check tang kha aziak le ta chu ta chuan 900 pounds for the corner shop curo shop kha ziak ta ni chu avai khana la du lo achan vi kha he corner shop a hianin a pek to khan check kha ziak thlap ani chu ma se ava thlen me chuan kha dor kha close ti kha lo in tara ti chuanin holi atum lai tak khanin dor kha ain hong ta ti chuan kha lai kong khar bul door step a khanin kha putar te kha thim tham kha ra mino en ringa te ani chu ti chuan inge ti thei ka nei em atia khor te ren ti chuanin eng nawa nia I kalau kal chan chu mani kalau kala kha thil mi le tir kha thil hlu tak mai ania eng ti ka nge le sorry nangma roi tu te ne na khan lo soila he thil ka le hi aman di tak pa peng ti lo shin ni te che ati ani chu chan hela hi poimo khop me as I spoke there spread over the old man's face the most wonderful smile khatia an soi khanin nui chuan nui moi tak mai kha ka muni te ani chu it changed that time worn face it reflected tenderness gentle joy rapture reverence te ani chu kha putar mer kha aron dang lam fek mai ni te ani chu lim mel si za bok si lom em na kha ka mu the ni te ani chu he putar ne na chan ti chuanin tuna chuanin he laya all clock an da kha alo ri bal bala kha khan an re thap lai po kha ri ron siam ta ti chuanin khatia ri an siam sana tanga ri an sia ta khan kha sana kha ve na ba si an hoi let le khanin kha putar kha to reng lawani hello ati po khanin tu ma chang tu kha mulawa chu wang chuan nakina kan le kha tum ta ni chu next Saturday chuan shop a khan vakal le ta kha kha dora vakalanga khani te unau po kha an lo lom via bang ti kha ado ring ani ma se avalu khanin polite tak mai khan casual tak mai khanin an lo welcome ama po kha an shet mil vak lo ni kha mi te unau khanin ma se kha he pa hianin ani chuan he mi te hen lo phur piau karinga an om da na hianin kha an dor hak tu khan ma ashil lawani don hi atita ni chu ti chuan check chung chang te kan soi khanin makan tia check mo an tita mani nimin lo ka lo kala kha in frog ka le check kha te ani chu frog what frog ka te ani chu kha tiang ang kha an ni chuan I lo kal te chuanin shuffle plate I le chia kha kan sia ati ani chu ti chuan kha dora alo kal le chung chang po khan ro she reng lo wa ti chuan engkim kha shil ta ni chu makan tilut tu ka uzo phe chu makati ani chu oi ka she thiam thei lo reng reng hom sakan tor ha tu chu I tu makan om lo lai a lu tir ngai lo ba sin thil sal ngat phe chu ati ngai lo ba sin ti chuanin I a reng ngai lo reng reng he merely comes to stay till the night policeman comes on duty. I can't believe he let you in and never told us he'd sold you something. What time was it? Titani chu oi kan caretaker I home sa hi ngai lo ba sin khuthim thleng te alo oma I night policeman local thleng hi alo me amakati zok chu athil sha te po min shil me alo chu makati entiklai ngi lo kalan ti khanin he pa hianin o da ro vel anin ka sia ka kan kha ati tani chu ti chuanin makati em khop maya kha putarina I khatia thil shal si hemi te unaw an shil lo kha ti chuanin he generally leaves at 5:30, but I suppose the policemen have been late at the end. Oi dik tak chuan dar nga le chan ve ti chuan to ngai lo sin akal to thina sin policemen hin lo tlai deuh te po ani takang kha ti ta ti chuanin did you come again? It was later when I came yesterday, Titani. So, did you come again? She asked. Briefly, I told her of my visit and the message I had left with the caretaker. Mo, Tichuanin a local thote, le I am called to Panena, Tuacha Teka, Ashil Tani. So, Avamak veo, Engpo ni se, I in Soifiana, to Kanshavatang to, a low trip to in Karinga, to Tinhan Mumpia Turin local alone. Tiani chu chuan he pa khan tar ti ro kha tia he tar mo ni e chu tiang ai ti chuan nia tar ve chan to e ma se na o sam takania mi fel tak mai hi ni poka chuan thil hi aru kina ti hi ka ring lo renga tiang ani chuan ni danga po ama lo hle tuk tur hi lo sal thin oi ko oi la atiani chu ani le hoi ange utok chu I lo kal chuan a lo om ati ani chu ti chuanin mu ta ti chuanin hi kan dor ngak tu po khan oi som te chu I engma lo om na sin a hlu lo tu ka sa ta ka thil da chu I nyo chu tiang utok ka le po ka she si da wa thil mak thak mai ni thil lo thleng hi ti ta chu ti lai tak chuan phone call lo ria ti chuanin chu heta dor nei tu nu hi Miss Wilson ni mo ti chuanin Mrs Holmes ne na tang khanin phone call lo dong ta ti chuanin khatar khanin an roi pa Mr Holmes kha thi ti kha zan lai a thi thu khan shil ta ni chu ti chuan he mi te una po khan ko yan ti khop me an ru kha ma an manga ang ti ka shet khan ka chwa sana te ani chu ti chuanin kha putar kha tum ni ngo ta lo hunen le ama khan engam ta khan na thoka kha putar po kha a thi thu a shet khanin he pa po hem po ye ti ta ni chu po ni se chu wa ni chu adam lo wa ni chu engma po soi lo min kal san khan ni nge nga ti ta ni chu ti chuanin atu ka chana vakal le ta I kha frog ashal za te le jek te kha peta tik tak chuanin an unaw khanin an la du lawani atir chuan ma se nuwa chuanin tia an tia kapa hi dor ha ti vela hemi dor ha ti vela hianin talent hi nei ve tlata I poisa tam tak te hi hu lu ta sin ma se alo upat lutuk no kha chuanin dor te kha nak thei lawa ama hria tengnan out of sentiment hian hi kan ha ka chuwang chuan hle phak po kan tum lem lo ve ate ani chu ma se tin tin mani to pa chuanin poisa chu in la ngei tur ani charity ate in mangdonia anti ta ka khanin an lata ti chuanin he thil da makdang dai tak nen chunga thena wang khanin an lo in kong nge ta viawa ti chuanin i hepa hian amaka ti dewan do hak tu mel te a cher vel te kha chuwa chuanin i an zot thina ni Wilson te unaw hi kha an do hak tu chung chang thita chin kha soi tu fak khan she chuang lawa ti chuanin an describe berapo an old dear who had been in their father's service for years and years more fel takania an pa no ya tho kum tam taka tho tho che khan soi ni chu chon kai khat chu an ina bakal khanin thalak ten la an envel khanin Mr. Holmes thalak kum tam takal tan lak a man lak thalak kham ta ni chu ma se ta chuanin a mel kha alo khat te zo ka chu ti takin asa po kha pan lo ni ti chuanin he pa po hen what a splendid photograph of poor Mr. Holmes at Tani. A uzong besi chuan Holmes at halaga rumak ve khoi mo kalo enti ang atia khatia entum lai takhan anaw besi khalo da ka pong khara changkan movies ke endon ikapai min lo phone minute lo te local don Sheraton sideboard lo entum rinti kha aron soi song khan tani chu chu a zia chuanin a u khan a en tu lai tak khan khat khanin Wilson ni now kha lo lu ta be si kha khat khan lo ti sia ti chuanin be si khan en poni se ni kati Wilson ni khan be si ka lo amange kapa du dan te niem ti te po dor te po hi alo ena tha ate ni chu khami zo khanin Miss Wilson ni khanin chang tu pa ne na home sa thalak reng ka hmulo ate ni chu ti chuanin khapa khan akok ta ni Mr. Holmes a anga ngai thalak kha Mr. Holmes kati he pa khanin he Mr. Holmes a he ati khanin he nu khanin he tu chu Mr. Holmes an reng le ni kapa ni hi ten katian tik vere khan he pa khan your father ati caps po so ani chu yes it was very dark I said quickly I was bewildered no degree of darkness could possibly explain any such mistake I was absolutely sure but what an inexplicable thing ati ani chu nakati tani chu khanu in Wilson in thik chu ka pa thala ka lo ma ti khanin pon ni se khwa kha thima mer ka she chiang lo niang khati le ta ti chu he pa khan a ngai to le ta ina thi le he putar hen a fanu she lawa khatiang thil te a sham hiang inga mi a shil lo le tin ina ti he thil man ta takani ti shet khanin emi te unaw hi a shel reng lo le tuin nge lo shal tang ti kha angai to ta ni chu ti chuanin khati lai tak khanin chu besi khana Wilson ni lo shel kha pa lo lo ton ti kha chuwa chuanin oi apaza thlak om be me la hriang nim ti ta kha ngai to ani he pa hianin ti chuanin in zak zum de ur tan mel thabe khop me khat te ngot ani chu ti chuanin he nu hianin afing ema achak bokasin he sa khwa lu vak ma a thlan la ka ni hi ti khanin achang ta ni afan khanin ti chuanin he pa khan ina ti sa khwa mi ani thutami atia ti ta chuanin afan khanin apa hi pui thiam ne na nin kom ni thu le khata tang khanin apa ngai to lo thu le and tika ama ang kana ni lo thu kha shitani ti chuan he pa hen did his religion make him unhappy ati chu asa kho sun chuanin ama ati hlim lo mi ati ani chu chuan ta to chuanin Wilson ni kha mi tui tling kang khanin yes dreadfully kha ti ani chu ka shilang che thian angin ka en che nga ka shilang che pa hianin a she om ti nei heta ya enge ai nen thei lo ni chu ka soi to ang khan ka pa chu ador nga na hianin mil khopa tiana chu well his fortune had really been founded on three marvelous strokes ma apa chu thil pathum wangin hausa te MMA ni a business a khan atiani chu tuna ilak ang che hen kapa hen boi thum thil lak de wa thle chunga thleng ani tiani chu khatna chuanin elaya inzia kang hian where on three separate occasions he bought for a few shillings objects that were of immense value only unlike you he did not know what he was doing. The profit made on their sale was no surprise to him unlike you he did not then see any responsibility to the ignorant people who had thrown away fortunes. After all, most dealers wouldn't, would they? She asked defensively. Well, her father grew richer and richer. Years later, he met this priest. The priest told him that our wealth had been founded on what was really no better than theft. Ma, ti chuanin apa chon tum thum khot me kha thil tlom tak me khanin thil hlul tu khatlom tak me alayani ma se he pa lo ang tak yanin he a hle tam tak athil zorna tang tlom tak ale thil hlu taksi to taka ale kha ani tan chan surprise ani lo ateni chu ani chan khatiang ang thil hlu tak shelo wina an shal kha enge ni an shelo lu tu kha amo phurna ni lo te ani chu ti cha apa chu alo hau sa tela ma se na kina chuanin pui thiam kha ta chu pui thiam chuanin an ho sakna kha tiktak chuan ruk ne na in anga te ani achan chu thila hlu zong shareng si tlom takina le to taka sha le ruk anga ni te ani chu pele pa chan le khang mi pathum he na thil a leya khati abum anga ni chu khati ang song ai nge to kha shi ma te lu to ka ni chu ti chuanin khang ho kha a victims te ni ate ani chu ma se pui em me chu mi te abum ho chu thil man to lu tu thom taka le abum ho chu an va zon le khanin a hria ta ka chu kha mi te kha eng a pui sa po nei mang lovin an bora la ni ate ani chu she ma te lu tuk mai kha a hria le zel phei chu kha mi te pathum zinga pahni phei chu tu ma an chung te an nei lo ni ate ani chu wan chuanin apa khanin enge khatiang ang thiam chan tir na thil vati tur po khanin khami te khan on lo bang khan ati thei lo ni chu ma se khan khang zinga mi apathum na fapa chu America omatita ma se chu fapa po chu athi alo thia eng afa po nei lovin ma my poor father felt very guilty. His guilt preyed and preyed on him until his poor dear mind became quite unhinged at the time. So, the China na pa kha she ma ti lu tok mai ni chu an thiam lo to mai chu an thiam lo na chu ama kha e cheta ti chuan a hnu phei chuanin a ril ru kha kim lo ta ni chu ti chuan apa hian ti hian a soi thin ani the next best thing is to doing a good deed yourself, he would say, is to provide someone else with the opportunity to do a good deed. Titani chu till next best thing to do a good deed. What thil tha titani thil tha bel to tu chu thil tha ti tura mi te rem chan na siam sak na hi atiani chu ti hana paina ti zela because I sinned thrice I must somehow be the cause of 3 good actions that will counterbalance my own sins. Sakitani. So apa kan zia chuanin chu wang chuanin eng tin amani thil tia kha a thil swal lian tak ti pathum ti te pathum kha eng tin amani tak khanin mi te hne na hundam chang se ma kha a thil swal ti kha no re do ni chu ma se a po fa te po khanin heng te chu ka pa mi dang ponen ti vek tur lom zia lo te ni ma se pa khat se ma ti tak mai ni chu I have done what I knew to be wrong atian thil diklo ti ka share reng si ka ti ni atian chu ti chuanin apa chuanin tuna chuan mi pathum tal kha mu chua tiana ti kera ni chu he was determined to find 3 human beings who by their good actions would as it were cancel out the pain of what he called his 3 crimes. He busied himself in finding works of art which he would offer for a few shillings. Titani chu ti chuan apa chuan mi pathum mua ti chuanin he a 3 crimes te he cancel to khan mi dang mua enge fine work of art ni chune mi thil hlutak ang te khatlom te ashala mo khati khanin a thil ti swang kha no re tur khan mi hne na thil man to tak khatlom te shal kha tu ta ni chu te chuanin a famina soizel chu kapa ka poi tak tak ani tum kha chu papa kha thi alo kala vas kapa hne na tang alo le ya 5 shillings in ti chuanin chu pa chuan 600 pounds huani ti alo sia alo kala te ani chu ti chuan chu pa chuan kapu thil iti swala niang ti khanin aron kala ate ani chu chan he pan he na po hianin nang mai na iti ang che khan chu pa po chu alo kala kapa hne na tang khan vas tlom lu tukin a leya ma se aman dik tak kha 5 shilling ni lowin 600 pounds ania kha pa khani kapa hne na lo kal le nga ta kapu iti swal ni ang ron ti ya te ni chu chat kum nga lo ran le chuan chu teng thil bo chu alo thleng le a ti chuanin ya pa chuan 2 of humanity's crimes cancelled out at the top ni chu apa chat kha tak kha du thil tlom te a shala mi na at a hluzia an sia ta khatia an ron return khanin enge ama a khan a thil swal ti mi alo bum kha no re ina omang ti kharin tlat mai ni chu ti chuanin kumengama zat khi a beidong ina oma khatia khanin pathum kha khatia nga ti tur kha du sia a thleng thei lawani te ani chu ma se apa chuan ti hian ti topa I shall never rest I can't until I find the third ti tani chu pa chuanin eng tika ma ha damin ko don lo mi pathum na ka mu ma lo chuan te ni chu lai tak chuan Wilson ni po kha apa chan chin a soi chan tapa oh if only you had come sooner te ni oi tun aya ma hian local la ka ting me local la chu o te ni chu te lai tak chuan an kong khar in hola jingle jangle bi ri kha sheta ti chuanin ipa chu o alo ban tuar na se em ve a pathum na kani chu kalom hle me ipa chu lung o yem ati ta ni chu chuanin Wilson ni chu tia a mai do ma kha a kha topa a kuta dom kha kut kha kha pa kha en reng mai ni mak ti deuh khan ti lai tak chuan ke pen ri khan sia ni chu ti chuanin he pa la chuan I'm so glad I'm going to meet him again kha te ani chu chuan he nu chuan kha footsteps lo nai te lai kha meet him te ani chu ti chuanin kalom nge me ipa kal ka mule tur hi chu ka ba han lom em ati kha khanu kham ma ka tiru tu meet him kha ti ta ni chu ti chuanin he ba hian yes I may stay and see your father meantime I heard your sister say he would soon be here o ni ipa local don le lom ni a local tape to thui nau ina soi kha ka sia atia ni chu ti chuanin kha ve le khan Wilson hian ti hian a chang ta ni chu. Oh, now I understand, she exclaimed. You mean Bessie's father? But Bessie and I are only stepsisters. My poor father died years and years ago, ti ta ni chu. Isoi hi ka hre thiam ta tuna local hi chu Bessie pa lom atia ni chu. Kele Bessie te chu pasang kan nia atia ni chu. Kapa te chu kum tam takkal ta khan athi to lom atia ni chu. Mo, ani si chuanin Dora jade frog lo le tir tu chu tu nge nia. Mr. Holmes chu ni lo top me te ro pom zonga ngai to phei chuanin tum ni ngot an Dora pakal khanin khami te unawin on do lai mun dan kal khanin tum ni ngot me kha an pa thi to kha an pa tharau kha alo muni ren me chu ma po ni se kha kan soi thei zong ania I heta aziak to hi lady Cynthia Mary Evelyn Askett ania he English writer ni ghost stories le diaries azia hi alar na nia ti chuanin no pangte novel to po azia kani. Okay, for ending, this is what I want you to know. It is always good to be fair in our life. Tero kan fair ngai tero kan nuna hianin kan ta ni lo na chu lak lo te le khatia mi pum te mo diklo tak kan nun hi a hlom mai ni tunang lai a phe chuanin kan zani not le som ni not hin ang deuh le hala man pal ani lo zonga man pala ul mai ni ke po tum tam tak hi ka poisa kan pe a min han kira min kir tur ai tam min kir te po ma kha ka pelet fo ni chuwang chuan kan ta na kan ti tur poi mo me he thila kan zir lai chu number 1 a chuanin kan ta ni lo na aman tlom takka kan le po ni se mi pum zong anga ai to lo tu ka kan pasat te po kha a that lo zia po kan hre thein ka sia kan rin lo ma tul zia po kan hre thein ka sia tuna po hian pa po kha a omanuam thei lo wangin khatiang khan thil kha ati nia chuwang chuanin ke ni churin taka kan te tha tin poisa min dik lo taka min lo kir pon kan pek le ta po hi a hrisel berani tha berani ti kha ka soi thei ani I hope the story was very inspiring and interesting for you. Thank you all of you.